We would like to thank your sponsor, Valley First, a division of First West Credit Union and a member-owned financial cooperative serving the Okanagan, Similkameen, and Thompson regions. They offer a wide range of banking and investment services for individuals and families. Valley First also has a talented business and commercial team to provide the expertise, products, and services local businesses need to grow and thrive.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Business Matters, presented by Valley First, a division of First West Credit Union, where we delve into the stories and insights of leaders and change makers in our community. I'm your host, Rob Capello, and today we're joined by Alex and Bobby, the dynamic duo behind Somm Zero. You guys, thank you for joining me today.
Yeah, you're very welcome. It's actually dynamic trio.
We're missing one. Okay, dynamic. Two out of three.
Yeah.
Two-thirds.
Enjoying pina coladas on the beach.
Oh, nice. Oh, too bad.
Nice. Out his tans.
So I'm excited to explore your guys' journey and talk about your business. And I want to start. I'm curious, what inspired you both to get into the non-alcoholic beverage market? Like, where did that shift happen where you guys like, we're going to get into this business? When did that happen?
Well, it's relatively recent. So last year we started Somm Zero in the summertime. So summer of 2023 was when we launched.
Okay.
So we've only been in business a few months, so we're still starting up and finding our feet. But yeah, I think, all of us have different reasons why we've been involved in this, but as business partners, we've been co-workers and friends for a long time in the industry, and we are studying our Somm accreditation together, our final level WSET4 diploma, and we're all in the same class. So we spend a lot of time together, we work together, and probably too much time, maybe.
And you're still friends? That's good.
Yeah. And so we always knew we were going to work on a project together and launch a business together. And it was just about finding the right time and the right idea that we were all interested in pursuing it together. And so, the whole no and low growth in this category has kind of been in our lives in different ways for a few years through, personal experience, through friends and family. And it's clearly a market category in the wine industry and obviously other beverages too, but that has seen some really solid growth recently, and it's becoming a much more widely established behavior and consumer behavior. And it's been an unfulfilled market for a long time. I think it's been pretty underserved. And a lot of the reasons for that, I think, the quality perhaps in the past wasn't really excellent for a lot of products. The first gen alcohol-free products that you might have found in the grocery store. Luckily, a lot of that's changing, and there's some really great producers out there that are making quality stuff, and we've kind of made it our mission to source and select and taste all of those so that we bring together a fantastic collection that represents some of the best quality in this marketplace today. So as we I stepped away from a job last summer here in a local wine, and had some time to do some market research. And the more I looked into this category and scratched around, it was amazing to see the demand and the kind of potential there. So I got it to these guys, and we kind of put our heads together and said, let's give it a shot.
And I think we owe a lot to WSET as well, because it was kind of a thing we had for a research paper that kind of made us kind of more dive into like what no and low alcohol is and how it's produced, and the underserved market that is part of it as well. So it was kind of a big eye opener for everybody, and then Alex really kind of spearheaded the company, and we all kind of joined in, which was great.
So the connection amongst the three partners were you guys all in the wine industry together?
Yeah, we all worked in the same winery. Yeah.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah, we did until very recently. Well, these guys left towards the end of last year, and like I said, mine was really in the summer last year. So yeah, we've been really excited to launch our own business and work for ourselves, and put our experience and knowledge and all our education to serve ourselves and hopefully serve other people too. And we've been working hard, to get to where we are today. And it's more fun when you're doing it for your own business and your own
100%.
benefit. And
so I jokingly said you guys are still friends together, but how is the dynamics of working with, 3 friends together? And I would assume you guys have some diverse backgrounds that you bring in outside of the wine industry as well. So how does that work together?
Yeah, I feel like we kind of balance each other out, to be very honest with you. We all bring something different to the table for sure. John, who is in Mexico right now, he's more of our logistics kind of guy and deals with the ins and outs of getting products from here from around the world. Alex right here is I'd say the mastermind who sleeps, it doesn't sleep, and all day trying to connect with these producers from all around the world. And I'm just a pretty face, I guess, that came from the hospitality industry, and has over 20 years of hospitality behind my belt, and it does help definitely with being face to face with customers on a daily basis. But we all kind of fit in our own place to balance the team. I think really it's a good fit. Yeah, it's a great dynamic.
Interesting. Alex, you mentioned, I was reading some I think your blogs you guys posted, and one of the things you're talking about is changing perceptions in the industry, because I think that's probably a big thing, and we'll talk about sort of the product in a minute here. But can you talk a little bit about how you guys are doing that, how you're trying to change perception through the Somm Zero brand?
Absolutely, yeah. Thanks for that question. It's a really important point for us because, for me personally, and I know the guys feel the same to an extent. It's the idea of inclusive hospitality is so important for me. Inclusivity in itself is very important, and I think that so many people for so long, as true Somms and anyone in hospitality or in the industry, it's our job to make sure that people have a great time, have a really positive experience, no matter what their preference for beverages or their lifestyle or who they are. They shouldn't feel that they have inferior choice or that they haven't been given equal consideration. And if that's the case, the professionals involved or the people that are hosting the party or the wine list or whatever it is, that they're not kind of doing their job properly, in my opinion, because you should make everyone feel included. So I'm really passionate about inclusive hospitality, and that's a huge part of our message. And I think it's really resonating with people when you do challenge people and say, okay, what do you have in your fridge? If you're inviting someone over, do you have something good for everybody? And it's not necessarily about your preference, it's about other people too. So yeah, that's really important. And then as far as changing perceptions on the social side, that's kind of what I feel about that. But as far as changing perceptions on the products in the industry and the market category itself, we get it, why people have potentially had, less than amazing experiences with certain products in the past. And, some people might be hesitant to give it another try because they had a really bad non-alc beer or a bad non-alc wine, whatever it was, and they kind of feel that represents that style of product. Well, our job is to hopefully by only bringing together a collection of stuff that we stand by as Somms in restaurants today. No, honestly, trust us. The quality is here. We've tasted hundreds of products, and a small percentage make it through for us confident to sell this stuff and to put our names behind it and to serve it to guests and to sell it online, because we stand by the producers. We know where it came from. We know who these people are, what their passion is, and the quality and the care that they've put into making these amazing products. We stand by the taste and the profile. So hopefully we kind of are using our background to build trust and help people maybe give it another try, or just appreciate that technological advances and know-how are improving all the time. And these products, it's not a static situation. There's stuff coming in all the time. So hopefully changing perceptions on people's experience with those products in the past and saying, yeah, we get it. We know they haven't been amazing in lots of ways. That's not the reality now. Like
Yeah.
there is some really great stuff out there.
Yeah, it's definitely improving every year for sure. You know, and it's true what he says. It's one of those things where people go in a grocery store, try an alcoholic wine and say, you know, never again because it just tastes like grape juice. But
Yeah, I was gonna say just a bunch of sugar.
exactly, and you
Yeah.
know, and there's some amazing stuff out there, and we're just trying to give a lot more credibility to
Right.
some of the outstanding quality wines that are being
That are out
developed.
there. What's
Yeah.
interesting when you go to the grocery store now, you see a lot of the big brand names in the grocery store with non-alcohol or low alcohol, which you haven't seen in the past, right? So you almost do a double take. You're like, is that
Oh yeah,
Corona,
absolutely.
Corona and Safeway? But it's because they're trying to get into this space, right? So
Big wine producers too. Freshnet's gonna get
yeah,
on there as well, Yellowtail. But
right.
I haven't had an opportunity to try those, but we're looking more for, you know, producers that are not so conglomerate sized companies
Right,
that
right.
are really making wine from specific vineyards with purpose, you know, to make
Yeah.
amazing wine. Not to, you know, say anything bad about anything
No,
else, but there's
no,
some
to each
other
their own,
people
right?
out there
Yeah.
that will,
Yeah.
you know, just get great from wherever they can get their hands on, and it's the reality of the, you know,
Yeah.
the fact. So.
Interesting. Bobby, I'm along the lines of kind of just looking at content on your guys' site the last few days and curious, one of your blog posts was around work-life balance. And I'm curious how you apply. I know we talked about sort of the product side, but I always love to hear about sort of, you know, the other side of the brand, right? What's near and dear, what's important to you guys from a day-to-day perspective, and how do you apply that work-life balance when you're running your own business, which I know takes time and effort and stuff. So how do you apply those principles to running Somm Zero?
I definitely think having a you know, a routine with the family is really important, and taking advantage of every minute you do have. You know, I
Right.
think what I've learned over the last period of time is that running a company is it's a 7 day a week job, and so is running a family. I
Yeah.
think it's just really um, find the time and making sure that you're you know, using your time effectively is really important. You know, there should be time when I find in the morning to wake up at 5 a.m. to study. You know, I take that 2 hours before my kids wake up to study my
Right.
diploma.
Right.
Then it's straight into kind of, you know, dad mode where I'm getting stuff ready, getting their lunches ready, getting them out the door, which is easier in some days than others. You know, and find time to actually, you know, relax and spend time with your family as well, and knowing when to kind of shut off, you know, your
Right.
work life and focus on your family is really, really important.
Interesting. So I'm curious, what has been, I know you said it's only been a few months, but what's been the early response? What are you hearing from consumers, people in the community? I know, you know, we were lucky to have you guys at one of our events that we had here, which was sort of a last minute thing. So thank you for pulling through, because it was interesting. And the reason behind that is that we always get asked that. We're like, well, is there non-alcoholic options? You're like, well, I don't know, there's water or pop. Where, you know, and I think when, you know, we were introduced to your guys' brand, we're excited to bring on, but I'm curious what you're hearing from people and the consumers early on right now.
Yeah, you know, it's been interesting. I mean, I've kind of, there's this phrase that I've been thinking about a lot, which is the
Right.
sober spectrum, and I think it's
Hmm.
an interesting concept because we had no idea in starting out the like who exactly would be our
Right.
target market or who our primary, you know, audience would be for this business. We kind of had some inclination, but until you get going, it's hard to know. And
100%.
it's it's been amazing to us that we've been connecting with so many different people just in this small period of time from every walk of life that you can imagine. It's so many, like, it is a spectrum in terms of some people are 100% sober and have been for many, many years.
Right.
But on the other end of the spectrum, where they do drink and probably too much, and they're looking to cut back a bit, but you know, very different lifestyle, and everyone in between. And some people are stepping into the sober space temporarily. Some people
Yeah.
it's more during the week, and then the weekends are different. There's you couldn't even imagine every single person you've connected with is in a different space when it comes to these products and how they fit into their lives. So that's been amazing to see, and kind of not what we expected in lots of ways.
Right.
And it's really cool because we don't have a target market. Anyone and
No.
everyone is,
Yeah.
interested for different reasons. And when we do the in-person events like we had with Kelowna Now and other different events that we've done, they've given us a huge boost. I know, like me and Bobby really enjoy doing them because you get to speak to everyone about how their lives are better, or they're so happy now that they have a place to go or a product to choose, or it's really cool to connect with those people, and the response has been overwhelmingly positive. A couple of people you say, "Oh, would you like to try this non-alcoholic?" Like, no alcohol.
They're like, no way.
Like, that's fair enough. That's not for you. It's fine.
But do you have a partner, or do you have an uncle, an auntie?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
They do, and then they come back and buy some stuff.
That's
That's great.
Yeah.
So it's mostly it's been really, really positive, and we've really, really enjoyed the personal connections we've made, and that's kind of been kept us going through this busy time. It's just the people side of stuff.
Definitely, the community has been just overwhelmingly like supportive of what we've been doing. A lot of people have have come to Sobar saying, thank you for doing this, and they give me their business card saying, let me know what I can do to help. If I'm having an event, like let me know. We can get together and get something on the go, because I think a lot of people they do appreciate it. They appreciate having us have this. I know, and it's kind of, it's crazy because it's very much wine country, and we're kind of going against the grain of things,
I was talking about this yesterday. Was wine country is the perfect place for this, because I don't think we always quite realize here in the local community just how much people love wine and know about wine and care about quality. In this area, especially because we are blessed with a really beautiful, amazing wine industry here locally, and it means that people have standards, people have perceptions, people have knowledge and education about wine too. So people, like, our top selling item at Sobar right now is, and it always has been, is the wine flight experience. People come down and they want to try 3 or 4 different wines. It's so interesting. Gewürztraminer, Riesling, Sauv Blanc, Chardonnay. People here know about all the varietals. People know about wine, and people care about wine a lot. And so this is just another style of wine, and it's been a really great place, well received, I think.
We've actually had quite a few winemakers come in as well, which is pretty awesome.
That's pretty neat. Interesting. Speaking of Sobar, I'm curious around, how did that partnership with Just Peachy come about? People that are listening not know whether there's Just Peachy during the day, and then at nighttime it turns into Sobar. So speak about, how did that partnership come about, and how that, maybe for people that don't know, that they can come there at night and have a drink, and as well, how does that work?
I've been friends with Hannah for a while, and I love her smoothies for a start. It's a great it's smoothie bowls and the toast and everything. She's built a beautiful place down there, and she'd always intended for it to be more than just a smoothie bar. It was going to be like more of a lounge. It's not just a walk-up countertop thing. It's a beautiful space, and I think she'd always, in talking to her, she'd always wanted to do something maybe along the non-alc cocktail, zero proof, at some point in the future. But she's a mom with 2 kids and a business, and it was always one of those plans, one of those days.
Gonna get there.
We were always, in our business plan, we were like, we would love to do the zero proof bar, but it will be a one-day thing, because we need to build, money and time and customers, and it's a big investment if you're doing it on your own. So, we just got talking to Hannah, and it was like, well, we both have these, you have a space, we have the know-how and the products, and so it just seemed like a great fit, where we could fast forward some plans and work together and collaborate, so that we could, make the most of that beautiful space, because it's a shame that it's sat empty in the so it's great that we can do that flip and provide that new space in the community that would have not been there otherwise, or it might have been there a little while down the line. So
So what are the hours? Like, is it Monday through Friday? Or sorry, is it 7 days a week? Are you closed Mondays, Tuesdays? What's the hours for Sobar?
At the moment, we are Thursday through Sunday. We're open at the moment. We are open. Tonight's Wednesday, but for the rest of the month, we've got we've got education and training to do. So we're just a couple of days that we're closed this month, but for the most part, it's Thursday through Sunday from 5 p.m.
Very cool. So what are you guys seeing? I'm curious. I mean, you said you've tasted a lot of different product. What are some of the trends that you're seeing in sort of this in this space? Like, is there something that you're excited about that's coming? I think is there different products that you're excited about? Like, what are you seeing as sort of some of the trends that are happening right now?
Well, I feel like right now, like some varietals kind of are trending right now. Sauvignon Blanc is a big one. I find that a lot of people are really enjoying it. I feel like these kind of happen every 10 years or so. It's one
Yeah.
varietal gets this kind of, it's time in the limelight type thing. And we connected with a really good producer in the Elora Valley that has amazing Sauvignon Blanc that we're going to be showcasing pretty shortly, which is
Very
pretty
cool.
insane because it's just amazing quality. So we're looking forward to kind of showcasing that relatively soon, actually. Yeah.
I'm curious from layman terms. I mean, you guys are in this industry, so your guys have a different palate than say, than myself, for instance, when it comes to wine. But for someone that doesn't know the difference, what if I tasted wine that's quote unquote real wine, and then your guys' wine, what am I going to taste differently?
Well, it depends on the style for sure.
Okay.
Um, I think there's a little bit of a common misperception in that not all people want exact replicas. They don't.
Sure.
Alcohol obviously contributes a lot of things, including body and burn,
Right.
and has complex relationships with tannins. And without getting too technical,
Sure.
it does play a lead role. And there is, no way that you can create an exact replica
Right.
by
Because of
removing.
that.
So
Right.
I think especially with red wine, that can be something that we talk about with people, and educate and perceptions
Right.
may need to be a little bit different with the red wine because alcohol plays such a prominent role in that style.
Interesting.
It's with sparkling and white. It's a little bit of a different story. Those are more similar because alcohol isn't so prominent in those particular wines, and the acidity, the fruit, and the bubbles are usually kind of count as a kind of counterbalance to add body and texture to a wine. So I think you just have to ask yourself what you like about wine.
Right.
And most of the time, most people, the first thing they say isn't the booze.
Right.
You ask a whiskey lover, perhaps, but
Right.
the reason you enjoy wine isn't it's to do with flavor, it's to do with texture, it's aromatic, it's the mouthfeel, it's the finish. There are loads of different reasons why, and the acidity and sweetness, how it's all balanced, the structural components there. Most of the time, alcohol itself is actually a very low on priority list. And so as long as the product that we're showcasing and serving hits all of those boxes for everybody on everything, doesn't have the alcohol, then that's actually in some ways can be beneficial for a lot of people because they didn't like it to begin with, and it can actually get harder to pair with food because alcohol enhances spice and heat and burns and reduces the fruity aspect of wine. So yeah, I think it does depend on the style of wine, but for sure, people's perceptions, I guess, might need to be adjusted a little bit in terms of what they're enjoying, because it won't taste exactly the same. It won't be the same. But if it hits all those markers for you and you're enjoying the experience, you can tell there's good quality there, and you have the flavor and the aromatics, and it's wine in every other way.
Right.
That's what it's about,
Without the hangover. I got it.
Without the hangover. You enjoy your name plus the morning after.
That's right.
And you actually be very amazed. People that do come out on the So Bar, they have a great time, and they know there's no alcohol in it, but all you need is good vibes, a good environment,
100%.
friends to have a good time for sure.
I agree 100%. I agree. I'm curious, is there any upcoming events or collaborations or anything you guys want to speak to? Is there anything happening? You mentioned you can come in and do flights. I think that's really cool. Tastings, that's really neat. Is there anything else you want to speak to that's coming up over the next few months?
Yeah, we have next week. I'm just going to spill it right now, but we're working with Gone West Wine Club, a really amazing local wine club here.
Cool.
The January feature is going to be with Somm Zero, and we're going to do some beautiful Zeno wine products. And yeah, so we'll be shipping that out, working in partnership with Gone West.
Cool.
Here in the next week or so, which is great because they have members all over the country. So it's a great for us to partner up and expand our reach at these early stages. And a lot of people are doing dry January right now, so I think it's a great fit. We have some amazing new products, like Bobby said, coming in. So we've got some cool events happening down at Sobar over the next 2 weekends. So
Very
the
cool.
weekend 19th, we've got a new product launch party going on, and the weekend after is a whole big Sauvignon Blanc celebration. So yeah, and then the following month, we're going to be launching our own Club Zero Wine Club too. More details to follow. So yeah, we've got
A lot on the go.
Mhm.
When
Yeah.
you start a business, I always say it's like drinking from a fire hose sometimes, right?
You
So...
we're we're getting in with different restaurants locally here in town, and working on our wholesale and our hospitality avenues as well. It's our online e-commerce stores and the
Very
promos
cool.
and stuff. So there's lots going on, but it's great fun.
So what's the goal? Like, if you can think, if I know there's a lot going on right now, like you're just trying to get through the week, I get it. But if you're thinking, 3 to 5 year plan, like where's the vision for you guys with this?
We want to be big. I mean, we want to be all over Canada. We want to make sure that we have our reach from, west to east of Canada, making sure we're able to supply whoever and whomever it may be with good quality wine. I think that's the main goal. I think in my eyes right now, to get that reach going, get the word out that we're here and we're here to stay. Yeah.
Love it. World domination. I got it. Love it.
Yeah, absolutely. And you talked about it before, Rob, as well, the perceptions, and that's a
Right.
big mission for us too. And it doesn't happen overnight. It takes Somm Zero, it takes all the other amazing retailers and
Right.
anyone that's working in this market category, and it's a very supportive community, but it takes everyone to work together to make that positive change. And so, if in a couple of years' time, we can look back and say, hey, you know what? Like now people have great options in their fridge, non-alcohol, and they don't even think about it. They pick up a bottle of wine for dinner, and that their friends are coming around for, and they pick up a non-alcohol version as well, and it's kind of, it's not a novelty anymore, that it's just
Right.
more day-to-day way of life. That's kind of where we would love, and that inclusivity has really become like just a part of it,
Right.
and that would be a really cool kind of mission achieved for us as well. We can be a part of that.
Love it. I think there's something to be said about, like, go out for dinner Friday night as well. And you don't always want to have alcohol because you don't want to be driving, right?
Yeah.
Or as you get older, you don't want the next day. So, having an option where I'm not a pop drinker, so my options are pretty limited when I'm out, right? So I think having, because I do want a nice glass of wine. Maybe I don't want to be driving. So I love that's the vision of getting there, where it doesn't matter where you go. We're talking Cologne, obviously you got to start somewhere, but eventually that you can go have a really nice glass of wine and not lose that, like you said, the feeling you get, the taste, whatever you like about it, but still not have to worry about, going crap, how I'm gonna drink. Or whatever it may be, or the health side, or whatever it may be.
Absolutely.
Right? So there's some
and you know what? You're totally right. And it's great that we're working with restaurants and hotels and other hospitality venues, because they see that people want that exactly what you're talking about, and it's also missed revenue for them. Like
100%.
all you've got is a soda pop or something, when someone would have bought a beautiful premium glass of sparkling wine or a Napa Red or something that's de-alcoholized, and that's whatever the price point might be, it's going to be 10 times more profit for that establishment, and the customer has what they want, and the establishment made money versus just a cup of tea 100%. Or a soda pop. So everyone wins. It's about getting those products to that place.
And being part of the experience, right? Like you go for a nice steak, you want a nice glass of wine, or so it actually just lends, like, I think it just adds to the experiences as well. But guys, thank you so much for joining me today. Love talking. I love what you guys are doing. Congrats on, I know it's a lot of work, so congrats. And you're going into an industry that's fairly young in our market for sure. So I love sort of you guys' vision for the brand inclusivity, and I think the focus on quality. I think that's a big thing that came out of today too. It's not like the bottle of juice that you get from your local grocery store. It's curated for that experience. So thank you for spending some time with me today.
Appreciate it, Rob. Thank you so much.
No problem. And to our listeners, I always say, you know what, don't forget, just go check out Somm Zero online, or go stop by the Sobar. I think we'll find you two there most nights, I assume.
Yeah, you'll see our lovely faces there.
Yeah. Tomorrow and classes in Calgary this weekend, but we'll be there every night. We love it. You know, it's we just love that connection with people. So yeah, please come down and talk to us. And yeah, we love to
and try it, right? That's the best thing you can do,
Absolutely,
is just go and try it. And if it's not for everyone, it's okay. But at least you've gone down and had and tried it. So again, thank you for
all wine and all beverages.
Yeah,
You
that's
know,
right.
their favorites. Come and try it. We might have something else that fits it if you don't like
Love
it.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. And if you enjoyed this episode, please leave us a review and share the podcast with friends so we can get the brand out there as best as possible as well. So until next time, thank you for tuning into Business Matters and have a great day.
We would like to thank your sponsor, Valley First, a division of First West Credit Union and a member-owned financial cooperative serving the Okanagan, Similkameen, and Thompson regions. They offer a wide range of banking and investment services for individuals and families. Valley First also has a talented business and commercial team to provide the expertise, products, and services local businesses need to grow and thrive.